Y'all surprised cause I ain't got the LA chick on my side, the passenger, the LA whip. It's all good, I got love for my LA chicks, but I'm down to
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, and wow, does it feel like I have not made a video in forever. That's probably because I have not made a video in forever, but I am back. With that being said, I gotta tip my hat to you bigger YouTube guys that are able to make a video per day or 2 to 3 videos a week. I don't know how you guys do it. These videos are very time consuming. You gotta have a lot of downtime, and I'm not saying you guys don't have a life. I'm just saying I tip my hat to you guys. I don't know how you find the time to do this. But anyway, I'm back, and today's subject is going to be on a very a highly debatable subject. I hate to even make a video like this because other people have made videos like this, and if you read the comments, people get so butthurt, man, and they're either all for the automatic or they're all for the manual, and they start putting these rude and ignorant comments like, oh, you're stupid, the automatic is better, if you drive a manual, go kill yourself. What? Or man, you don't know cars. If you're not driving a manual, you're not a real man. You don't know how to drive a car. Please, before you start dropping these kind of comments into my comment section, just hear me out. This is an opinionated video. I'm not sure how bad my voice sounds. I've been sick for a couple of days now. But this video is just going to be my opinion on the subject of which one I think is better and which one I think you should get. So in this video, I'm going to go over the reasons of pros and cons for each. And I'm even let you know why I chose mine in the manual. Because as you all know, I got the 2016 Dodge Challenger, the 392 in the 6-speed manual. Alright, so when it comes down to getting this car, let's say if you're out and you're trying to figure out which one you should buy, my advice to you is, before you purchase one, ask yourself, why are you buying this car? That's what I had to do. I had to sit back and figure out what I was buying this car for. What was I going to be using this car for? Now me, do I like to race? Yes, we all do. You don't buy this kind of car if you don't plan on racing. But do I plan on racing a lot? Yeah. I've had this car now not even 2 years, but maybe a year and a half. I'm coming up on 2 years. In fact, yes, I'm coming up on 2 years and a couple months. I have probably gotten into a dig race. And for those of you that don't know what dig race is, it's a stop and go race. I've probably gotten into those type of races twice, maybe 3 times in almost 2 years. Yes, and believe it or not, that's what the majority of us are going to do. But I've went on dates in this car countless times. I've went and picked my son up from school countless times. I go to Walmart in this car. This is a weekend car. This is a fun car for me. I'm not race crazy. I'm not putting this car on the back of a trailer and taking it down to the drag strip to race it and keep my mileage under 1,000 miles a year. So with that being said, I was like, look, man, I'm buying this car more for the fun. It's going to be 80% fun, 20% race. So me knowing that the automatic is going to be a bit faster, and it is, I decided to go with the manual. That half a second or 0.4 of a second speed, I'm not going to miss that when I have my son in my car or when I'm going to Walmart. I don't need it. But the enjoyment of being able to roll through these gears, be able to have that every single time that I pull this car out of the driveway. And I'm not saying the automatic is not fun to drive. The automatic, it is fun to drive, but we all know it is not as fun as manually roaring through these gears. And this is something that you can be told. You can go and look on other people's automatic versus manual comparison videos. They're all going to say the same thing. It is a lot funner to drive the manual. So now with that being said, if you're planning on taking your car to the drag strip and you want every bit of speed out of it that you can get, of course, go with the automatic. Listen, the automatic is a wonderful car in these Dodge Chargers and Challengers. Not only do you get the pleasure of just having perfect, consistent shifts, you have 8 gears versus the 6 in the manual. So you're going to be faster, especially on the launch. So it takes away a bit of the fun factor, but it gives you speed. So again, it kind of comes down to the person. Now, as for the speed, I do need to touch on that. Speed on the bottom end is where you're really going to see the difference whenever you get the automatic launching and racing from a not believe me, but the top end, there isn't much of a difference between these manuals and the automatics. In fact, like I said, it's just my opinion, the manual might be able to run right there with the automatic or even beat it top end. If you know a little something about mechanics, you know that the manual transmission is able to put more horsepower to the wheels than the automatic is. You lose a few more horses trying to get the power to the ground, but you lose out in the manual when you're having to roll through the gears. So if you're doing a 60 roll, an 80 roll, don't do an 80 roll, that's dangerous. But if you're doing these rolls, these top end races, you'll see that the manual is right there with it. And if you do not believe me, I'm going to drop a couple quick clips in here. This first one is going to be from my man Mods Fame. If you have not checked out his channel, you have to go check his channel out. He has the craziest content. He drives a car. His is a Hellcat, but it looks a lot like this one. He makes me want to upgrade mine. He has the same interior and everything. But anyway, he raced an automatic Hellcat with his manual Hellcat. I'm going to drop the video for you right now.
60.
Alright, so now that was with the Hellcat versions. I actually raced an automatic Scat Pack and my manual challenge. Now we're both challengers, and I want to say they were same years, 2016. Both factory. All we both had was the Hellcat intake on both of our cars, so it made it a perfect race. We raced from a 20 roll. It wasn't much of a race at all. He pulled from the moment we jumped. He pulled on me. Then we went and we did a 60 roll, which was more in favor of the manual, which I still couldn't beat him per se, but he didn't pull on me. Now in this video, you're gonna notice he did. I do gotta give him credit for this. He gave me the jump. We could not hear each other's horns. So he gave me the jump. So I jumped. In about a half a second, he jumps. Or he guns it. So he does manage to close the gap, but then that's it. There was no pulling. I didn't pull on him. He didn't pull on me. We got side by side. You know what? Enough talking. Check out the video. Said, now that you've seen two different races from two completely different vehicles, the Hellcat and the 392 automatics versus manuals, you see now that top end there is not much of a difference in speed. Now another thing that you can get with these automatics that will somewhat help out, they come with the paddle shifters, which they do add to the level of excitement in driving. They're fun, but again, it's nothing like rolling through the gears manually with the clutch. Another bonus that you do get with the automatic is you get eco mode, which is going to save you gas on the highway. In this 6-speed, you're dumping it in 6th gear and you're cruising at top speed. I'm sorry, at higher speeds. And your automatics, you have something called eco mode, and it actually allows you to save gas whenever you're going down the interstate and highway and stuff like that. So that's a big plus for the automatics. So you have that they're faster. They have the eco mode. They have the paddle shifters, which are, yeah. For the manuals, you know now they're more fun. They're not as consistent. That's one thing that's bad with the manuals. They're not very consistent. So you might get to the track, you might run a horrible time, followed buy a good time than buy a horrible time. The automatic is mainly going to keep you in the same ballpark whenever you're going. So that's another pro for the automatic. Now here's one that really sells me on the manual: the sound. I do not care what anyone says, the manual car sounds better than the automatic car. The way that the exhaust notes sound, and if you ever look up a lot of these, like Borla exhaust and stuff like that, whenever they do these demo videos, they normally use a manual car just from the sound. If I can, I'm gonna mount my camera back here and get you a quick exhaust clip of the car. Next up, where are you going to be driving your car at? That makes a big difference. Me, as you can see, if you're looking out in the background, I live out in the country. There's nothing but bushes and orange trees and just straight back roads everywhere you go. You might get a vehicle to pass by you every 5 minutes or so. So a manual out here is fun. I'm talking, it's just open roads. You're just killing it through the curves and everything like that. The automatic, where it's going to shine at, is in the city. All that stop and go traffic, you do not want to be in a manual in the city. You do not want to have to press in that clutch 24 times to make it 1 mile because the stop and go traffic. So when I do go to places like Orlando, I do regret not having an automatic because the shifting, it does get old. Your legs, you get tired. So that's another thing to consider, is where you're going to be at. So yeah, there you go. I know this video is really just thrown together. This was just me. I was out, I was in the car, I was like, hey, why not? You know, I got some downtime while I'm cruising, why not throw this little video together? Now, I know I missed out on a lot of points. There's probably more points out there that I could have touched on. But when I throw this camera on, sometimes I'm like, just blonde moment. Everything that I wanted to say just goes out the window. So you can take what little things that I was able to share with you and make your own decision, and drop a couple of comments. Let me know which one you prefer, the automatic or the manual. Now before I let you go, to all my automatic people out there, I'm not bashing your car. To all the manual people out there, I'm not bashing your car. I just think that in this car, the manual was a choice for me. Now when I do switch cars, am I going to go with the manual or with the automatic? Guess we'll see. So until next time, if you like this video and you want to see more little races and stuff like that, which I have been racing more lately, I haven't been able to get my GoPro hooked up. I never carry it with me. But if you do want to see more race content, I got a couple Mustangs that are lined up that are supposed to be racing later on this week. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Peace.
Oh, y'all surprised cause I ain't got the LA chick on my side, the passenger, the LA whip. It's all good, I got love for my LA chicks, but I'm down to